What's up, you guys? Episode number 6 of the podcast, The Chaz Way. Hashtag The Chaz Way. My name is Chaz Foster, and I am so glad, so grateful, so honored that you've chosen to take a couple minutes out of your life and to listen to or to watch this podcast. I don't know if you're finding it on YouTube or on iTunes, or if you're finding it on Spotify or wherever, but just totally from the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking a few minutes to listen or to watch. If it's on YouTube, do me a favor, wherever it's at, make sure you like, review, 5 stars if you can, or whatever you feel appeal, you want to do. And then also, like, if you happen to be watching on YouTube at The Chaz Way, would you do me a favor and give a like, give that thumbs up button, and subscribe, because I want to definitely bring that viewership up. Those of you watching on podcasts, on the iTunes side of things, would you also do me a favor and make sure you drop a review? It would be greatly appreciated. And of course, as always, shares are so incredibly appreciated as well. I feel like I just continue to say appreciated. So I appreciate you guys for sure. Again, it's hashtag The Chaz Way. And some of you are like, what does that brand mean? Let me just tell you, I have 3 things that I believe The Chaz Way, WEIGH, stands for. And I am actually going to record a little bit about where that whole thing came about soon. But for now, what I want you to know is that I absolutely want everybody in the world to know that they are worthy. Male, female, 13, 30, or 80 years old, it doesn't matter. No matter how old you are worthy, you are valuable. You matter so much on this earth. You're created with purpose, on purpose. And it's so important that I do everything I can in my power to just remind you of that. Okay. It's so important to me. It's also important for you to know, given my experiences in my weight loss journey, it would have never happened. I don't believe I would have made a shift. Maybe God had other things in store, but I don't believe that I would have made a shift to start taking care of myself if I wouldn't have had people that believed in me. So I want you to know that I absolutely wholeheartedly believe in you, whether it's to lose weight, gain weight, make money, increase your muscle, and just need encouragement, just need a friend, whatever you're looking for, just know that I'm committed to being here for you. And the third and final thing that's so important is that we are created to do crazy, wild, radical things. So I want you to to take a second and close your eyes and just remember, just understand. And if it's not, maybe it's not remember, maybe it's visualize that you have an opportunity to take your ordinary life and turn it into an absolutely extraordinary life, because you are worthy of great things. You can and you will be anything that you want to be. So that's what the Chaz Way represents. So thank you so much again for being here today. Episode number 5 was awesome. The week's been awesome, hanging out with Braxton a bit. Weather's been a little bit cray-cray. I say that. I have a lot of friends up in the north. It's like negatives. I have some friends in Canada, and the weather's like freezing cold. And I have some friends in California where I grew up. And in fact, in the area I grew up, I think this last week, I don't know if it was recorded how many feet, but I know they had many, many, many feet of snow in Northern California. And I know that they were out of power for a long time. And so shout out and love to all of you guys over there. Today's episode is called Comparison. Episode number 6 is titled Comparison. I was actually talking to some people earlier, just a little while ago. I was actually on Facebook Live, and I was talking about that I was preparing for this. And I typically don't talk about the title before I record it, and this obviously goes out on Monday mornings at 8 a.m. The truth is, the reason I don't record these till Sunday is because I typically pray on it throughout the week. I usually pray just to decide where it is that I want the message to go, because my goal is always to make sure that this is always very authentic, and that it comes from the heart, but that it's also relevant to my life. So some of you might think, oh my gosh, well, if it's comparison, what did he deal with this week? What did he see this week? What made him think comparison would be the subject to talk on? Well, the answer is it's really easy to compare. And in the day of the social media age, it's so important and critical that we stay focused on our paths and our journey and our road and our travel and our possessions and our hearts, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in comparison. Oh my gosh, they just bought a motorhome. Oh my gosh, their house is so much bigger. Oh my gosh, it seems like they've got it all together. Wow, they just booked another vacation. Whatever that is. Theodore Roosevelt said comparison is the thief of joy. I should have looked this up, because I also, knowing that comparison is the thief of joy, I also believe that there is biblical truths to comparison as well. Jealousy, right? And if you know what some of those scriptures are, feel free to drop them in the comments or message me, because I always want to be a student and learn. But in this day and age where so many of us are scrolling social media, so many of us are looking to our left and right and seeing somebody else's car, or somebody else's home, or somebody else's possessions, what shoes they're wearing, whatever it is just so easy to get wrapped up in that. And know that God does not call that for us. He does not. That's not what we're supposed to do. That's not who we are. We run our race. We live our life. And I just want you to take some time, because it's easy. And if you'll take a minute to set your ego and pride aside, maybe even you would really realize, gosh, I'm certainly guilty of this. Because I'm telling you, the reason that I put in my phone notes on Friday, podcast for this week, comparison, I had about 4 areas I wanted to talk about for this week. I wasn't sure where I was going to go. I've been praying on it, thinking on it, right? But then as soon as I had personal experience, once again, it happens all the time. I'm human. And I was like, oh, comparison, we need to talk about this. Put your energy into supporting other people. Instead of worrying about what other people have, or things and possessions and worldly things that don't really serve us, put your energy into helping and investing in other people. Help other people get what they want. Help other people become what they're capable of. I don't make money off a podcast. I post all over social media every day. I don't make money off of that. I have a goal, as I talked about in the beginning of this, that it's important for people to know they're worthy of more than average. You know how I get paid? I get paid when I get a message, like last week when my friend Tina said, or I guess the week before, when she said, oh my gosh, you should write a book. And then it was funny because my friend April said just the other day, I've been listening to your podcast. Yeah, you should write a book. And I was like, wow, like these are people I totally respect and admire. And I'm writing a book, like I said on last week's podcast, is not something that's been necessarily something I've been interested in doing, but I don't know, maybe I'm hearing it because maybe there's a calling I didn't know about. I don't know. But put your energy and love and thoughts and joy and happiness into other people. Spread more joy and happiness. Do more great things for other people. Spend less time comparing and worrying and being critical of yourself, right? Not critical of others. This message isn't about judgment. This message is about comparison. Don't put the energy into worrying about others, because it's really easy to do. It's really easy to get worried about what other people have going on. Live your best life. The joy is in the journey. Live your life. Let this be your road. And let it be a great one. And it will be a great one. As long as you believe it and think it and speak it, it will be. It's so easy to allow comparison in this world. And even if we are listening to this podcast right now and you're thinking, okay, Chaz, you've said it enough. Like, I get it, right? I get it. Okay, Chaz, that really doesn't affect me. I appreciate this message, but this isn't a thing for me. Well, first of all, if it isn't in your life currently, it has been at some point, and it will be again. Oh my gosh. Brittany seriously has 40,000 people on TikTok. Like, I've got 2,500 friends on TikTok. How did Brittany do that? Oh, it's because she's pretty. Oh, it's because she has so much time, free time, right? Whatever. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm guilty, you guys. I do this all the time, and I don't want to, but I want to bring it up to you so that we can all help each other become better and not be so critical. Because again, comparison is the thief of joy. It's so much better to focus our energy in other places that bring us value and joy and happiness. So I hope that you'll do that. It's so easy to let comparison get the best of us. But what I want you to know is it's toxic. It's ugly. It's devilish. And it will not serve us. And if it doesn't serve us, it's not worthy of doing, of hearing, of feeling. It's an energy sucker that doesn't bring us value. And if it doesn't bring us value, we don't need to do it. And you know what? That's a really touchy subject in itself. Because I'm telling you this, I know so many, lately I've been saying that boldly to people that are in crisis. And when I say, look, I unfollowed Susie. I'm just making that up. I unfollowed Susie, and people might even be like, well, why? I'm like, well, because her Facebook, like I opened her Facebook and there's nothing positive. Or I opened my Facebook and the first thing I saw was her whatever, and it was negative. And some people might think I'm heartless, but we have a choice to protect our energy. We've talked about this before, so I won't put a lot there to that, but I'm bringing that up just because there are some toxic things in our lives, or potentially toxic things. It is our responsibility to protect ourselves. Nobody else is going to hold you away and put blinders on so you don't look to your left or right and start comparing. Nobody else is going to do that but you. So nobody else is going to be able to hold you to that standard. Nobody else is going to protect your energy. You protect your energy. You may allow me to remind you, or to share that with you, or to nudge you a little bit. And I hope that I can be a little bit of a sounding board to help you go, I should adjust that. I could adjust that. I could do better in that. Because really, like, my whole goal for me personally, like what I want out of this is to be reminded of the areas that I fail. I always believe in failing forward, as you know, and then how I can adjust and work better. Whenever I thought comparison the other day, because it struck a chord with me, it was real to me. And when that happened, I decided, well, that's definitely the message I need to share, because it's valid in my life, right? It's valid every day in my life to some degree or the other. The reality is I want to live my best life. I want to fail forward. I want to go through the challenges of each day. I want to spread joy. I want to spread happiness. So how could I do the best job of that if I allow all these other distractions to be in the way? Comparison being one of them. So I'm going to do my best to minimize that. It's still going to happen, especially if we're scrolling social media, guys. If you're on social media, you're going to have it happen. And no matter how cool or tough you are, or you're like, I don't want things. I'm not material. Those things don't bother me. Okay, whatever. You're still comparing something. Somebody's skinnier, somebody's taller, somebody's shorter, somebody sings better, somebody smiles better, somebody's hair is different, somebody's something. That's just what we do. And there goes that train. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling round the bend. That silly train comes around all hours of the day. That's a horrible version of me singing, but whatever. There you go. There's the local train, you guys. There's the local train. That's it for episode number 6, short and sweet. So far, for the sake of being on record, this is absolutely the shortest podcast we've done so far. But it's short and sweet, and it's to the point, and it says what it needs to say, and says what I believe that I was called to say to you. And that is that comparison is the thief of joy. So be careful. It's critical that we stay focused on our path, our journey. Your energy needs to be spent living your best life and supporting other people. And I want you to live your best life. And we're going to fail sometimes, no problem. And just remember, it's easy to slip. So the more we scroll, the more we compare, the more we look left and right, the more toxicity we're allowing in. So protect your energy in that as well. I probably have talked about this book, but I'm going to do it again. I am almost halfway through Jay Shetty, I believe is how you say his name. Shetty, Sheety, I think. And the book is called Think Like a Monk, M-O-N-K, monk. And it is not a weird, like, uber off track of religion or anything like that. It's just about an experience. It's written it's written by him. It's I'd listen to the Audible version, and he does the audio on it as well. And it's really got me in an awesome place of doing some thinking of things that I could do differently and do better, to serve myself, to serve my family, and to serve my future better. So Jay Shetty, I hope I'm saying that right. I believe I am. And it's called Think Like a Monk. So if you're looking for a book recommendation, there it is. Also, a few weeks ago, I recommended The Energy Bus by John Gordon. So check those out if they serve you. Energy Bus is like a 2.5 hour read. It's super easy and quick. So love you guys. Have an awesome week. Episode 6, Comparison, is in the books. And I look forward to talking to you, hearing from you, visiting with you soon. Feedback means the world to me. So if you will take time to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, and just give me whatever feedback you can, good or bad, as long as it comes from love, I'm here to hear it and receive it. So thank you for everything, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Episode number 6 is done. See you guys.